คุณซื้ออะไรบ้างครับคุณซื้ออะไรบ้าง
บานาน่าโดเทลล่าค่ะ
อ๋อ banana Nutella โอเคทำงานที่พัทยา
ที่ยโสธร
อ๋ออีสานอ๋อมาที่ไปเที่ยวอ๋อโอเคไม่ไปกรุงเทพหรือเชียงใหม่
ไม่ค่อยชอบกรุงเทพมันวุ่นวายคนเยอะเกินไป
อ๋อใช่
ที่นี่ชอบที่นี่แต่ว่าไม่ชอบบาร์
อ๋อใช่
ผู้ชายเก่ง
ผมจะเรียนภาษาต่างประเทศผมอยู่จีน10 ปีและเกาหลี1 ปีแล้วก็มาที่นี่ Hey guys, so you just watched that video of me living like a boss over here in Thailand, speaking different languages. People think I'm super cool, and you want that kind of life for yourself, right? You want that kind of remote income life where you could work for a few hours on your computer, then go out, enjoy the beautiful sun, like whatever country you go to, might be a tropical country, whatever you're into. You want that kind of lifestyle, right? But right now, you're probably still stuck in America, still dealing with American stress, dealing with American rent. You're trying to maybe build something on the side with the spare hours you have after your job, but you don't really have any life energy left over. And I know what it feels like. Probably you're giving the best hours of your life over to your job, and you're thinking, this can't be the whole game, man. I'm stuck in a cycle of hour of work, commute, gotta sit in the cubicle, hating life, 8 hours, and another hour just to get back home. You're giving all your life away, and you're thinking, this can't be it. I can really relate to that. I've been through that myself. So probably a lot of you guys are trying to build freedom with the leftover energy you got. Like you've been taught the lesson, like, hey, build your online business first, then go overseas, or get the perfect remote job and then go overseas. But I'm here to tell you that's a trap, man. It's really a trap to try to, get things perfect 100% before you relocate, because how are you gonna put the energy towards building a new system when you don't have any energy left over? So first off, guys, let me tell you, man, the internet has sold you a fantasy. It sold you a lie about, working from your computer in an expensive apartment. You got the Wi-Fi going on, got the AC going. It's really sold you this fantasy of what it's like to work remotely and what it takes to build a remote life. So a lot of men are stuck trying to build these remote businesses like drop shipping, AI, YouTube automation, faceless channels, crypto, whatever. Not saying those things are bad, but if you're trying to build those things while you're stuck in the American system, you're probably delaying your progress significantly. You're probably going to take a lot longer to achieve success in those things compared to if you were in a different environment and a different system. Because in reality, a lot of guys are thinking, man, like once my crypto takes off, once my portfolio takes off, once this online business is cracking, 6 figures a month, then I'll be comfortable enough to go overseas, right? But that's probably gonna take you a lot longer to do than it needs to take, right? The problem with that is that you're trying to build inside one of the most expensive systems in the world. Like you're in the States trying to build an online business, your cost of living that's gonna be necessary for your survival is gonna be a lot higher, man. Like if you're trying to, just survive off your remote income, you're gonna have to work a lot harder compared to if you were somewhere else. Like you got high taxes, high cost of living, you gotta work like a dog, and you might even blame yourself. You might feel like, hey, I'm not working hard enough. I should work harder to get better in the system. And working hard is great, but if you're working in an environment that doesn't respect your hard work and where you gotta work extremely hard just to make the bare minimum, just to survive, you're probably in the wrong environment. So we got this thing called overhead cost. And as a business owner, if your overhead costs are too high, like you gotta pay like the rent costs, your healthcare costs, if that's eating into your profits, you got to make a ton of revenue just to survive. It's going to take you extremely long time to where you can be comfortable and not be in the red or worry about being in debt, even though you're working extremely hard. It's going to take you a while to get to that if you're living in that kind of expensive environment. So when I was in America, like I wasn't a genius, man. I didn't have every variable figured out. I didn't have a ton of money saved up. I wasn't some kind of laptop genius. It was cracking, 10 grand a month immediately. Honestly, I was $15,000 in debt. When I left the States, I only had 4 credit cards available to me, minimal savings. I started from that level. And honestly, I had a choice, man. I have an industrial engineering degree, so I could have played it safe, just got a normal corporate job, did that for a few years, tried to save up, and then I'd be ready to move overseas. But I said, no, man, like if I keep waiting, something might happen, you know, some girl might get pregnant. I might trap myself in the States somehow. I need to move while I got the chance, before I get locked down, you know, before I buy a car, before I get stuck with an apartment. I need to get overseas. So what I did was I decided, hey, let me go overseas, teach English. You know, I took one of the first jobs I got offered. I interviewed with a few different places, got a few different job offers. I was like, okay, let me choose this one city. It's good enough. Let me get going. And honestly, like my first job, it wasn't perfect, but it served my needs. Like it got me overseas fast. It set me up with a visa, steady income. And from there, I was able to expand off of that. And it gave me lots of breathing room. So teaching English, it gives you lots of free time and money to explore your interests, try different things, build up some side hustles. And that's why, you know, overseas, I've done things like painting. I was a painter for a few years. I got into social media. I got my own travel bag product. Now I do travel content. I help other guys move overseas. I've been able to explore so many different interests because I have a low overhead. Like I don't have to worry about, oh snap, I can't afford to live over here. I gotta like, you know, make a crap ton of money just to survive. Like no, my overhead is very low. So it allows me free time to just try different things and expand my boundaries without having to worry about failure or needing to make a lot of money immediately. And by the way, if you're tired of living in the same cage, trying to build your freedom inside that broken system, I got a free 15-minute call link. Click the link, we can get on a free call. We can find out how this English teaching life, how it can get you to the life you want to get to, because English teaching is a great vehicle to help you get overseas and start expanding upon that. So let's set up a free 15-minute call. So there's this amazing book on entrepreneurship called The 4-Hour Workweek. It deals with this topic of geographic arbitrage, where you go overseas, where your cost of living is a lot lower, and it allows you to hire people. Your expenses are lower, so you don't have to rush and do things where you probably normally wouldn't do those things before, but you have less financial pressure, so you're able to pick and choose what opportunities you want to take rather than jumping at every opportunity. So rather than just thinking about how much can I earn per month, you're thinking about how long is my runway, like how long can I live without needing to make another dollar? How far can I get with the amount I have now that can let me possibly meet another opportunity and I'm not under financial stress? What can I do with what I got without needing to make a crap ton more money just to survive? Because in America, you got all these random expenses. You might have some random hospital bill, car accident. I know a couple people who've gotten into some kind of physical accident recently in the States, and it's really slowing down their overseas plans. You might have debt you're dealing with, debt that's piling up, and you got to pay that off. You got all these things that hit you, and when they actually do hit you, you're going to be stuck in panic, and you might have to do things that you don't want to do just so you can earn some money to survive. So compare that to a man who moved somewhere where the overhead costs are a lot lower. Like I was in China, cost of living in China is pretty low. Thailand is pretty low. Vietnam, Cambodia, Colombia, Brazil. You can live pretty comfortably in these countries for significantly less than what it costs you in the States. And not only does it give you lower financial pressure, it also gives you the most valuable asset, which is time. You got time to learn, time to try new things, time to fail, time to recover, and time to just, you know, focus on what you want to focus on without having to deal with the panic of survival. So the thing you got to ask yourself is, like, do I really want to try to build my life up in the most difficult environment where I don't even have space to breathe, where any small mistake could completely set my life upside down? Or do I want to move to an environment where I have room to breathe and there's not so much pressure to get everything perfect, get everything right immediately? And it doesn't make you weak to move to a different environment where things are easier. It makes you a lot smarter because you know you can move a lot faster and you're not going to be under constant life pressure. So the goal isn't to impress other people with like all the adversity and pain you've overcome. The goal is to escape the system. And if you can escape the system at a much lower pressure and higher enjoyment of life, then you definitely should try that out. Like, why not give it a shot? Now, I'm not going to pretend that living overseas is all just beautiful beaches, the women in bikinis, coconuts. That's an aspect of it, but that's not necessarily the whole picture. The point is that you're overseas in an environment where you're not under constant mental pressure and you can see things that other people can't see. Like if you come over here with an entrepreneurial perspective, you're going to see opportunities and things you can jump on, things you can build that the average tourist can't see, or the average person stuck in the States trying to see the opportunities overseas. They can't see the opportunities that are over here overseas. You're going to see a lot more of that because you're here on the ground. They only see at most 20% from where they are in the States. Like if you're in the States right now watching this, you're probably barely seeing 20% of the options available to you. But if you're actually feet on the ground over here, you're gonna see, wow, man, there's so much stuff I didn't even know that was possible. There's so many opportunities I'm getting thrown my way. So for example, like when you're over here, you might see like, okay, the tourists, the people who come over here, they're struggling with this thing right here. Or you might see, okay, there's something I can take from this country that they might not have done as well in my country, and I can offer it to them. You know, you might do some import, export type stuff. There are tons of guys who do stuff like that. There are a lot of opportunities like that. And it's way easier to get on that when you're here on the ground. You know, you might go to a factory and be like, hey, can you make this product and I'll ship it to where I am? You're working in both countries, right? You got the American perspective, but you're utilizing foreign labor. Those are the kind of opportunities you can come across when you actually get overseas. So the reality is, like, if you're trying to build your perfect online business from the States, you're probably making things a lot harder than they need to be. For me, I've been doing English teaching overseas for the past 12 years. I've seen lots of guys pivot from English teaching into entrepreneurship. You know, they might pivot into music. They got their own restaurant, some kind of online business they're operating here, and they can sell to people in the States. There's a lot of opportunities you can come across once you actually get over here. So I highly recommend English teaching. It gives you a stable income overseas. You can live a life of freedom. You have time to travel, time to have fun, while also still making progress on your business goals, whatever other personal goals you have outside of your main job. So for me, I taught English for 10 years in China. I taught for a year in South Korea. Now I'm here in Thailand, 100% teaching online. And yeah, I highly recommend it. Like when you have this kind of lifestyle, you know, even when I was teaching in person, I still had way more free time and ability to travel than the average person. And you have a lot of opportunity to build up different side hustles in your spare time, because you already have the base income coming in from teaching, and you have the mental capacity. You know, you can have your business, and you can also have a girlfriend or two on the side, and you can also enjoy a pretty nice social life while building your business. But a lot of guys here English teaching, their ego gets in the way, right? They're like, I don't want to be an English teacher. I want to be an entrepreneur working fully 100% remote. And I get it. I understand you want that kind of freedom, the status that comes with doing that. But you got to think about where you are right now, man. Like, do you have freedom to move around where you are now? Like me personally, I'd rather be an English teacher overseas who's living in the country that they desire, a country with a better lifestyle, lower cost of living, lower stress. Then I have ability to work on other things in my spare time and build that up to where I can be 100% remote. So for me personally, I started off teaching in person. I would take a job teaching in the classroom, teaching in the country. That's really nice. You're probably gonna not work that many hours, and you probably have a lot of free time to where, you know, if you just grind it out for like 3-6 months, maybe a year, you can get that side hustle going to where it's your main thing. And, you know, then you can be 100% online entrepreneur. Well, you got to put yourself in a position to get to that. So yeah, instead of being in the States stressed out, not making any progress, I suggest you look at this English teaching thing. Offer a free 15-minute call. Click the link in the pinned comment description. Click a time to book a 15-minute call. We can map out a plan for you. I can give you more information about how this lifestyle can fit your goals. I also have a free Quickstart English Teaching Guide in the pinned comment and description of this video. Click the link, put your email, and the free guide will be sent to your inbox. You can find out about the different job opportunities, the cost of living, etc. I also have a membership on this website called the Baht Bros Club. You click the link under the video. I got a membership area filled with all kind of videos, travel stuff, behind the scenes content that I don't share publicly, some real talk about working online, remote work, business opportunities, etc. So click the link, join the Baht Bros Club, man. I got all kind of membership stuff back there for you, and guys are really getting a lot of value out of it. So yeah, I just want to reiterate one time, man, like, don't believe the fantasy the internet sold you about just, you know, working from your computer in America, building that up to $1 million a year and then being ready to go overseas. You can get a lot more value out of what you're earning already if you just move overseas and pursue the opportunities over here, because you'll probably get a lot more, you'll probably get a lot further in life if you're not stressed for, you know, cost of living, some random expense that can hit you in the face. You have a lot more space and room to breathe and come up with better business ideas when you're overseas. So keep that in mind, and I'll see you guys in the next video.